Okay, there you go, man.
Okay. So remember, the absolute value sign.
Yes.
The absolute value sign turns the inside positive. So it turns the inside number positive. So in here, the absolute value of x is positive. It stays positive. All right. So whatever it is, it just stays positive. If it's negative, though, the absolute value sign will turn it positive. So the absolute value, it makes everything positive. For part A, evaluate absolute value functions. So I give you this function here, and I tell you to find f of -4. So what am I plugging in for x?
-4.
Very good. So I'm at 3, -4, plus 2, minus 7. All right. Common misconception. You have to work out the inside here before you turn stuff positive. So work it out till you get one number. It has to be one thing on the inside before you can turn it positive. Does that make sense to everybody? So you have to have one thing on the inside before it'll turn positive. So yeah, so -4 plus 2 is -2. And then the absolute value sign will turn that -2 into a +2. I'm going to put the -2 in parentheses because that 3 is multiplying by it. And I just like parentheses for multiplying.
Yeah, positive.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Sorry. Oh. All right. 3 times 2
6.
minus 7. Do what? It feels weird? Oh.
Me too, that's why I think it's stupid.
All right, next one. 3. What am I replacing x with? 2 minus 12 and then plus 5. Oh. Good. 3 times 2 is 6 minus 12 plus 5. What is 6 minus 12? -6, and then the absolute value will turn it to a +6. And 6 plus 5 is 11.
Wait, so you don't have a 6? Oh, yeah, never mind.
No, that's all I have.
Period is your contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's too small.
All right, part B. All we're going to be doing is part B today, and then I have an activity for you. We'll do the back tomorrow.
I've done it. You can do it.
So, solving absolute value equations. Whoa, why are y'all talking so much? Yes, Emery. Mm-hmm. All right, for the absolute value functions, you have to get the absolute value all by itself first. Now, on this example, it is already all by itself. There are no numbers on the outside of your absolute value bars. Once you get your absolute value all by itself, you split your equation up into 2 separate equations. The first equation you write exactly the same way. 2x minus 1 equals 5. No. All right, the second one, the inside's going to stay the same. 2x minus 1, but we're going to equal it to a -5. Turn it to a +1. Yeah, well, they're doing it wrong. Don't change that. Yeah, don't change that to a plus. That stays negative. All right, so you split it up into 2 separate equations. The first one, you keep it the exact same. The second one, you're going to change the right side to a negative. Does that make sense? All right, so once again for the steps. Once the absolute value is all by itself, you split it up into 2 equations. This one you write the exact same. This one, you change the right side to a negative. Yes?
Is it still, you can still change the right side to a negative, even if it's like 5 equals 2x minus 1? Like if it was on that side.
No, you would change whatever is not in the absolute value.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, whatever's not in the absolute value, that's what you change.
Okay.
If it's already negative 5,
Yep. So one side would be, because then this side would be negative, that would be positive. So you should have both a positive side and a negative side. Do you have a question? Oh, she, okay. All right, let me explain why that happens. All right, so that's the step. If you just want to memorize the step, that's totally fine. The math version of why this happens, though. 2x minus 1. So if this inside here equals 5, what is the absolute value of 5? 5. So it works for the equation, right? Okay, well, if that inside here, 2x minus 1, if that equaled negative 5, what is the absolute value of negative 5? 5. So this will also work for that equation. Does that make sense? All right, so if 2x minus 1 equaled 5, the absolute value of 5 would still be 5. If 2x minus 1 equaled negative 5, the absolute value of negative 5 would still be 5. All right, so if you don't get that, that's fine. Just know you write it. It's okay if you don't get it. That's just like the math reason why.
Can you give me an analogy
About what?
of that?
No.
You get it?
Like the silly pudding thing? No. But this,
I'll explain it another way. From here, all we're going to do is just work out both of these equations. What's the first step? Add 1, add 1. 2x equals 6.
divided by 2 on both sides.
Divide by 2.
X equals 3.
X equals 3.
Then you do add 1 on both sides.
Add 1 on both sides. I was like, let's get this done with.
2x. I'm not good with negative stuff.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Divided by 2.
So you just have to get x by itself.
Yep. So you're going to have 2 answers on these problems. You're going to have 3, and then you're going to have negative 2 as your answer.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to check both of these possibilities. You have to check. Now, for today only, all right, your solutions are always going to be solutions. For today only. Starting tomorrow, though, you might get some answers that are not going to be solutions. So, yes, you always have to check. It's not one of those things like check, make sure you did it right. It's like you actually have to check it or you're going to get the problem wrong. Okay. But for today, they're all going to be, they're all going to work out. But let's just get in the habit of checking just to get in the habit of it. Take your x and plug it back in. So 2 in place of x, I'm going to put a 3 minus 1 equals 5. What is 2 times 3?
6.
Minus 1?
5.
5. What is the absolute value of 5?
5.
So that one works. Now I'm going to plug in negative 2. 2 times negative 2 minus 1 is 5. So what is 2 times negative 2?
Negative 4.
All right, what's negative 4 minus 1?
5.
Negative 5. What is the absolute value of negative 5?
Negative 5.
5. So 5 equals 5, so that one works as well.
I understand now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember this. We're overthinking. Don't think too hard.
Yeah.
You know what? If only it was that fucking simple, I probably wouldn't do
All right, try number 4 on your own.
No thanks.
I'm serious. I can't even make a B on my fucking test.
Do number 4 on your own. Do number 4 on your own.
I'm good loving joy.
We still have other things to do, so we need to not be taking so long.
I'm good loving joy.
No, this is
Okay, Haley. I can't take it. You did it.
You want to
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I get what happened. Never mind.
Do you want us to check it by ourselves too?
I've been sick for like the past weeks.
The way that my seven died.
Sorry, I'm off to the jam.
Oh, you're still teaching.
All right. On number 4. Last period, I made them do homework. The first 2 periods did not. All right. So if we are going to be talking, you're going to be doing stuff for homework.
Sorry, I was
Actual homework.
for a grade homework?
For a grade. I am grading 3rd period because they talked too much when I was doing notes. We're going to split this up. The first one stays the same.
2x plus 3 equals 7, and 2x plus 3 equals negative 7.
Oh my god.
Very good.
this is smart. Yes,
And
girl.
then we minus 3 from both sides. Check. And then we do 2x equals 4. Then we divide it by 2, and then we x equals 2.
And then we x equals 2.
Then we minus 3 on both sides. We get 2x equals negative 10.
Go faster, she's
And then we divide it by 2. And then we get x equals negative 5. And then we plug in x. And it's right. And then we get it right.
Very good.
Right.
Out here, bro.
All right. Drop down to number 5.
Lily, shut.
Please get her a priest and homework.
All right. Number 5. You have to get the absolute value bars by themselves. If you try to split this up, you're going to get the wrong answer, which is what a lot of people last period were doing because they did not listen to me. You have to get your absolute value bars by themselves, which means we need to get rid of these outside numbers.
What is subtracting from outside?
Very good. So always add or subtract first if you can. So we are first going to subtract 3.
Later.
Now I still have this 2 out in front. How do I get rid of that?
You divide it.
You have to divide. You can't multiply it in because it's not a parentheses. It's not a parentheses, so you can't multiply it. So divide by 2.
X minus 9 equals 2.
Once your absolute value is all by itself, that's when you can split it up. So this way actually makes your problem easier than if you try to split it up in the beginning, which is also harder and wrong.
Harder and wrong. Okay, got it.
So get your absolute value by itself first and then split it up.
And
So
now
what we
do all
plugging
that
into?
crazy stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to write x minus 9 equals 2.
And then x minus 9 equals negative 2. And then add 9 to both sides. And then x equals 11. And then we add 9 to both sides. And then it's
Oh my god.
7.
Chocolate.
Very good.
then we gotta plug it in.
Yes, and so then we're going to plug it in. When you plug it in, another way that also makes it easier,
Put it over here.
you can plug it in.
Okay.
Angie, you paying attention?
Yeah.
You can plug it in to any equation with the absolute value bars. Angie,
Yes. I'm sorry.
you can plug it into any equation with the absolute value bars. So you can plug it into this one, you can plug it into that one, you can plug it into the very, very original. Now, the easiest one is going to be this last one because it has the most simplified version, right? So anyone, it has to have the bars though. You have to plug it into one of the ones with the bars. So I'm going to plug it in here in place of x, I'm going to put 11. What is 11 minus 9?
2.
2, so yay, that one works.
7 minus 9 equals negative 2. And then that's going to be 2.
Very good. And absolute value turns to positive, so that one works as well. All right, take a quick second. Do problem number 6. Yep.
She's scaring me now.
I'm just
Yeah, so that was
just
right,
wrong.
and this was wrong. Now you have to flip this one right, and that was wrong. Okay. How did you get 6?
What am I doing in my life?
I don't even know.
What's negative 3 minus 9? Well, negative 4, right?
Okay, and you get what?
I
You have to divide by this.
Like no need to do it.
So it's
That's not like doing
Jordan Burger. Your voice reminds me of Jordan. I don't know why. I never heard Jordan. I haven't heard Jordan.
That's such a long time. I had my third period. I had my second period. I had my second period.
It's simple.
Yes.
Negative 3 minus 1.
That is my husband.
No.
So shaky.
All right, let me work out number 6 real
He's
fast.
like a brother to me.
So, first you need to add 1.
Divided by 3, and then it's x plus 2 equals 3, and then you split them with a negative 3, and then and then you check them, and then it's right.
You check them and then
I don't think you said all the steps here. Okay, so you add 1 to both sides. Yes, you divide by 3. Make sure you're dividing by 3 and not subtracting 3, okay? The 3 is in front. It is being multiplied, so to get rid of it, you divide.
So when would you use this in everyday life?
And then you are going to split up x plus 2 equals 3 into 2 equations. One you leave the exact same. The other one you turn this into a negative 3.
X equals 1, and
X equals
then
negative
X equals 1,
Uh-huh.
and then you subtract 2 from both sides, and then you get X equals negative 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to plug it in.
And you're going to plug it in. I'm going to plug it into the easiest one.
Yeah, so 1 plus 2 equals 3.
Yay, that one works.